If you were walking through London's Leicester Square in the last year, you might have seen something truly baffling. Something that would make any long-time Londoner question their own sanity. I'm talking about a long, winding queue of eager people patiently waiting to get into a restaurant, and the restaurant they were waiting for is none other than Angus Steakhouse. The same place that served as the punchline of London's food scene for decades. For as long as anyone can remember, Angus Steakhouse has been a glowing, neon red landmark of culinary mediocrity. Locals regarded it as an overpriced, hopelessly dated tourist trap, a relic of a bygone era existing only to catch unsuspecting visitors. And yet, the restaurants are suddenly packed. Tourists are taking selfies out front, sales are booming, and the company is actually expanding. So, what on earth happened? The answer is far weirder than a celebrity chef or a simple, expensive rebrand. To really appreciate the absurdity of this situation, you have to understand the sheer depth of Angus Steakhouse's reputation. For Londoners, it had achieved a special status, inspiring a profound and almost affectionate scorn. Its locations are planted directly in the high-traffic ground zeros of London tourism. Like in Leicester Square, Piccadilly Circus, and Oxford Street, these are areas most locals actively avoid. A chaotic sea of slow walkers, street performers, and souvenir shops. Angus Steakhouse was the undisputed king of this ecosystem. The hate that Angus Steakhouse got from locals became a running joke on the internet. A long-running, sacred tradition was triggered whenever an unsuspecting tourist would hopefully ask for recommendations for a truly authentic local dining experience. The answer was always immediate and overwhelming: Angus Steakhouse. This was, of course, a massive sarcastic prank, a collective citywide inside joke. For years, this was the simple, harmless status quo. But then, the joke simply got too big. The pranksters became too powerful, and crucially, the machines started to listen. This is the precise moment our story tips from a simple online gag into a fascinating and slightly terrifying case study in 21st century reality. The problem is that the systems we've all built to help us navigate the world have one spectacular, abject flaw. Not unlike the average American, they are completely, totally, utterly incapable of understanding sarcasm. So the algorithms saw the words Angus Steakhouse in the same sentence as best, must visit, amazing, and authentic over and over and over again. The prank had been so consistent, so dedicated, and so widespread that the sheer volume of ironic praise had begun to algorithmically overpower the genuine bad reviews. When Londoners realized they had the power to sway the algorithms, they doubled down on their efforts and started flooding Reddit and other sites with fake reviews. This created a perfect, data-rich trap that a new wave of technology was about to walk straight into: AI travel planners. These new tools, hungry for data to build their recommendations, scraped all that glowing praise from the internet. They dutifully and with complete confidence began recommending Angus Steakhouse to genuine, unsuspecting travelers as a local favorite and a hidden gem. Suddenly, tourists were arriving at Heathrow Airport, their phones in hand, with Angus Steakhouse already appearing on their must-do lists. Soon after, photos and videos began circulating online, showing massive queues of tourists lined up outside the steakhouse's Leicester Square branch. This in turn sparked the most delicious, chaotic feedback loop imaginable. Tourists who were lured in would go and have a meal. They'd eat their steak, have a fine enough time, and then go online and leave a perfectly pleasant, non-ironic 3-star review. Nice location, decent steak. To the algorithm, this was more engagement, more genuine feedback. The restaurant's online relevance exploded. The joke had become a self-sustaining perpetual motion machine of irony. So let's pause and imagine we're in the boardroom at the parent company that owns Angus Steakhouse. Your restaurant has been the laughingstock of the city for a generation, but suddenly your analytics are on fire. Your footfall is through the roof. You're all over the news, and there is a line of paying customers stretching out the door and around the corner. What on earth do you do? Well, if you're the people at the Noble Group, the company that operates Angus Steakhouse, you quietly accept the tidal wave of free publicity and use it as a smokescreen to actually get good. They made a serious power move, zeroing in on the steak itself. Their new menu now boasts premium 30-day dry-aged, grass-fed Jacks Creek Angus beef. This is a legitimate heavy hitter in the beef world, a brand that has literally won World's Best Steak Awards. But they didn't stop at the main course. They announced a brand new curated wine list, one designed to actually complement the high-end beef, replacing their dated, uninspired offerings. Angus Steakhouse also tackled their stuck in the 90s image by rolling out digital ordering systems to streamline service. And, crucially, they invested in new, comprehensive staff training programs, a clear signal that they understood the service itself needed to be as premium as the new ingredients. Angus Steakhouse was using the meme as a launchpad. They took all that chaotic, irony-poisoned internet chatter, cashed it in at the bank, and then weaponized that capital. They were pouring it back into the business to systematically fix every single thing the internet had mocked them for. And so now, that tourist from Ohio, who comes in expecting a must-visit gem, gets a legitimately high-quality steak. They leave a genuinely good 4-star review and the cycle completes itself, but this time it's based on reality. Now, not everyone is standing up and applauding. For many Londoners, this isn't funny anymore. It's a genuine problem. They see the massive queues at Angus Steakhouse and worry that it's sucking the oxygen out of the room. It's taking business, money, and attention away from the small, independent, actually authentic restaurants that are struggling to survive. They argue that tourists are being duped into wasting a precious meal in one of the greatest food cities in the world, all because the internet can't take a joke. But for Angus Steakhouse, all this controversy has simply become the soundtrack to their success. The simple fact is, the business is thriving like never before. From a business standpoint, it's one of the most masterful comebacks in recent memory. The meme gave them attention. The attention gave them customers, and they skillfully used that wave of customers to actually fix the product. You can't meme a bad product into long-term success. The joke would have died, and the bad reviews would have eventually returned. The only way to survive the meme apocalypse was to live up to the hype, and that's exactly what they did. So, the next time you're in Leicester Square and you see that glowing red sign, remember you're actually looking at a bizarre, hilarious monument to 21st century internet culture. It's a place that is, while still a tourist trap, is at least a somewhat better tourist trap than before. It's quite possibly the first restaurant in history to be built, not on bricks and mortar, but on a solid foundation of pure sarcasm. The joke, it seems, is no longer on them. It's on everyone else. And Angus Steakhouse is laughing all the way to the bank. But what do you reckon? Have you eaten at an Angus Steakhouse recently? Is it genuinely better now, or is it just as underwhelming as before? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your take. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, give us a like, hit subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss the next one. Cheers for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.